Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for the High School Forum. I am Priya Tiliani, and I'm so excited to be here with you tonight to talk a little bit just about myself and about what you can expect for high school. So I apologize to those of you who have students in multiple grade levels and have now heard this multiple times, so I'm going to try to make it a little bit different. But just to tell you a little bit about myself and what brings me to this work, I was an English learner when I started school, and I had teachers who really supported me, went above and beyond, and that's what made me want to be a teacher. And in particular, we know that attaining language takes a long time, and I especially had difficulty, I remember, in second grade and in 10th grade. Like, it was difficult all throughout, but 10th grade I remember being a very pivotal time where I had such a difficult time because of the high level of reading that we were expected to do at that level, because it was grade level standards. And I remember that my 10th grade English teacher, she really supported me, she worked with me, she didn't lower the standards, she kept them high for me, but she really worked with me and helped me meet those standards. And that's what made me want to be a teacher. So I came here to Boston to go to Boston University, the School of Ed, and I became an ELA teacher. I then moved into being a school-based coordinator. Then I moved to central office in the Office of English Learners, and in the Office of English Learners, I served first as an EL instructional specialist, then as the executive director overseeing instruction, and then as the assistant superintendent overseeing the entire Department of English Learners in Boston. And then before coming here to Brockton, I spent the last 4 years in Everett as the superintendent. And this is the Brockton vision, and I am very excited to be in a district where this is your vision, because again, it lines very closely to my own philosophy for what makes for a successful education. And that is, again, equitable access to rigorous instruction. So like I said, I was still expected to have rigorous instruction and to be able to meet those grade level standards, celebrating diversity, which we have a lot of here in Brockton, and then the positive relationships, which is, again, one of the reasons I was able to succeed was because of the relationships that my educators had with me, and how they supported me in order to ensure that I was able to achieve high levels of academic and social emotional growth. So this is our proficiency commitment. So 2 years ago, we made a commitment that we want to have all of our students be 90% of our students be proficient in 5 years. And so now we are on we've finished 2 years, so we have 3 years to go to get to that goal. And it's really great to, again, have a North Star that we're all working towards as educators in the school system. One of the main areas that we're focusing on is literacy, and that is all throughout. Like I mentioned, reading at the 10th grade level, it was almost like learning to read all over again for me as I was reading those high-level texts. So literacy is incredibly important all throughout school. It touches every single subject that our educators teach, and we believe here in the Brockton Public Schools that learning how to read is a civil right, and that it opens up doors for our students and leads to them being able to be independent citizens. So our instructional priority all throughout for this upcoming school year is to make sure that we are facilitating learning that is high quality, that is grade level instruction. We want to make sure that we are providing scaffolds for our students, so providing the appropriate supports, but making sure that we're also taking away those supports when we know that our students are able to handle the work. We want our students to engage with complex texts, oral language, and writing. And again, we want to focus on growth, proficiency, and narrowing the gaps, especially for our students who are multilingual learners who are on IEPs. So research from the past 20 to 30 years shows us exactly what it takes to raise student performance at scale across an entire district. And these 4 things have to occur simultaneously. So this is what we're working towards. Again, grade level assignments, strong instruction, deep engagement with our students and that instruction, and again, high expectations. So here in the Brockton Public Schools, you have, or in the Brockton High School, you have so many amazing opportunities for our students. And it's been so incredible to be here to just see the menu of opportunities that is available for our students. So here are all of the different academic opportunities that our students have, and at all different levels. We have advanced placement programs which allow for college level courses so that our students can earn college credit. AP courses, we have 25 of them across English, foreign languages, history, science, computer science, seminar, and research. Brockton High School also is expanding our access to dual enrollment and early college. So similar to AP, we want our students to be able to exit high school already on the path to having to being able to finish college. And so students can take these classes during the day at no cost to them. And our goal is for eventually for all of our students who graduate from Brockton High to have at least 12 college credits when they leave school. We also have, in order to achieve that with our dual enrollment and our early college, we have several different partners, including Massasoit, UMass Dartmouth, Bridgewater State, and Middlesex Community College. So we work with those colleges and universities in order to provide those extra opportunities to our students. Courses are concentrated for those college level courses on liberal arts, criminal justice, business, and they are transferable to all Mass state colleges and universities, public and private. Also, there is a huge menu of career and technical education and vocational programs available. So students have the opportunity to study communication design, to study culinary arts, to explore healthcare pathways. So again, just such a myriad of opportunities for our students to be successful in whatever they are passionate about, and even to be able to discover what they're passionate about. So to have this opportunity to explore these opportunities. So for example, to provide a little more detail on some of the programs, we actually have a medical interpretation program. This is a 2 years honor program where students will learn the art and ethics of interpreting. They'll learn medical terms in other languages. In order to complete the program at the end of the 2 years, they complete an internship at Brockton Neighborhood Health Center or Signature Healthcare at Brockton Hospital. These medical interpretation programs are offered in Spanish, Haitian Creole, French, Cape Verdean Creole, and Portuguese. And students receive a certificate upon successful completion of the 2-year program. And just as a carrot or like a example of how amazing this program is and how it provides such amazing results, local hospitals have actually hired 9 students from BHS directly out of school as full-time medical interpreters within the last 6 years. So we're really excited to continue to grow that program. We also have a whole lot of different fine arts and music, and so everything from sculpture and printmaking to theatrical set design, and courses like history of theater, aesthetics of film, and they also for all of the music offerings, advanced concert band, history of popular music. And I just want to say again, these were not opportunities that I had when I was in school, so it really is amazing to see the incredible amount of opportunities that the students have here at Brockton High School. We also have ROTC for our students who are interested in being part of the Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps. And here they learn character and leadership development. The mission is to motivate young people to become better citizens. And it is an amazing program, but you are not obligated to serve in any of the armed services after you complete ROTC, but it does allow you to learn a lot of skills that are applicable to whatever career or college you choose to go to. We also have the BHS Theatre program, which I know many of you already know about, which is award-winning. We have 200 students in the classes during the school day and also in the extracurricular opportunities after school. And they can do everything in the theater programming from acting, singing, dancing, to building sets, costuming, lighting. So they put the entire production together from the bottom up. Brockton Drama actually placed first in the state for its competitive play, Charlie Charlie's Aunt. Musical theater program is also available, and alumni have been featured on Broadway, national tours, in movies, and in television shows. And then we have a whole array of athletics, fall, winter, and spring. We have amazing athletic programs, and we certainly encourage all of our students to participate, whether it be in some extracurricular activity like theater or athletics, to get involved in the school community. And we have 39 different clubs for them to choose from Asian Club, Astronomy Club, Brockapella, Black Student Union, Boxer Buddies. So there's a whole menu of clubs that students can be part of. They can be part of many clubs, many athletics, and many extracurricular activities. And for those of you who have students at Brockton High School, you should certainly be encouraging them to get involved and have them, if they're unaware of any of these opportunities, to go to their assistant principals and their associate principals, who will be able to support them in connecting them to these amazing opportunities. So one of the things that we are really focusing on is ensuring that we are supporting the entire child. So the academics are incredibly important to us, but we also want to support our students socially, emotionally. And so in order to do that, we do have guidance counselors and school adjustment counselors. And so since those names are often, used, I wanted to just explain a little bit of what the difference was in those two. So our guidance counselors support academic, career, and personal development. They prepare students to make well-informed decisions and choices, a lot of times when it comes to their academic menu of events and what they want to do over the course of their 4 years. They present guidance curriculum in individual, small group, and classroom lessons, and they also monitor academic progress. So your guidance counselor is the one who's going to support you through your 4 years in choosing your classes, choosing your electives, making sure you're on track to graduate, and also supporting you in your applications for whatever lies beyond for you after high school. School adjustment counselors support social and emotional development through individual and small group sessions as well. But they provide support and resources specifically to students and families when there are adjustments in their lives or transitions or challenges that may be affecting school performance. So that's sort of the distinction between those two. But both of those groups collaborate with stakeholders, including parents, to connect our students to the appropriate supports that they may need and to the interventions that that are going to help them succeed in school. So we have, as part of our wellness department, peer mediation, which is a program that actually helps our student resolve their problems or conflicts peacefully. But I think what's amazing about this program is it's not just about them helping them resolve their conflicts, but it's actually training students to be the conflict resolver. So they are getting these skills that will then allow them to be able to resolve conflicts in their future. So students are trained to help others keep peace, mend broken friendships, and settle misunderstandings. And as we all know, these are important skills out in the work world, out in the world. And so it's great to have our students exercising this kind of skill during our school day. We also support all of our learners, so we have bilingual programs, ESL programs. We are very committed to ensuring that we are supporting our students not only in their growth in English literacy development, but also in maintaining their own language and hopefully even developing another language, whether it's the one that is native to them at home or whether it's one that they're taking as part of a world language at school. But we do believe multilingualism to be an asset, so we want to support our students and have a lot of different programming to support our students to learn English, but we want to make sure that they're also learning another language or attaining another language if they're able to, or retaining another language if they're able to. And students at the end of high school who have proficiency in a language that is not English also have the opportunity to earn the Seal of Biliteracy, which is a seal that's actually placed directly on their transcript, and it indicates to colleges and employers that those students can read, write, speak, and understand more than one language, which we all know is an incredibly marketable skill as they are entering into the world. They also have a cord at graduation that they wear that distinguishes them for being multilingual. We also support all of our all of our students who are on IEPs, and we have a multitude of programs here at the high school in order to do so. We always ensure that our general educators and our special educators are working together to make sure that our students who are on IEPs are, again, gaining access to grade level curriculum. So our special education programs include moderate special needs, city resource, life skills, transition school, social skills hub, social emotional learning hub, and language-based learning hub. And one of the reasons that I'm so happy to see all of you here today and all of you watching at home is that we really do want to stress that it is important for us to engage with you as families. We recognize that you are your child's first teacher, and we want to be a partner and support you in that work. And we know that we are going to be better able to achieve success if we work together as partners. We recognize that you know more about your child. You see them all of the time. You can help us to gain better insight into what is going to help them be academically successful, just like we can help you with some skills or some questions that you can ask your children at home in order to make sure that they are staying plugged in to their academics. And so even though your students are in high school, we still encourage you to be active participants, to make sure that you are engaging them. You know, they aren't all grown yet. And so please, you know, I know it's very common for us to be very connected to our schools when our children are little, but to continue that relationship with the schools even as they get older. And some of the things you can expect in high school, and as that transition from middle school to high school especially, is that, as you know, our students are going to be wearing their IDs at all times. Our students will be screened upon entry. Visitors must also show their identification in order to obtain a visitor's badge. We do have cameras that are installed throughout the building and around the perimeter of the building in order to keep everybody safe. And we have a variety of supports that are in place in order to address peer-related issues similar to our peer mediation. And as you all know, cell phones are now stowed in yonder bags. So I bring this up because these are things to certainly bring up with your student, make sure that they are happening, make sure you're asking them if they have their yonder bag, their ID, if they're wearing it at school. These are ways that we can reinforce at home what we're doing at school to make sure that our students are remaining safe. And I will say, from my personal experience in walking through the halls of the high school, it's actually really been nice to see, you know, the students who are connecting with one another as they're passing in hallways in a different way, and probably the way we all did when we were in school, connecting with their teachers and their peers in a different way as they walk through the hallway. So it's been kind of a nice and refreshing change to see that, and something that I hope that even my own child's school will consider implementing. So as you think about supporting your child at home, some things that we encourage you to do or to keep those lines of communication open. Ask your student what they are learning, how they're feeling, listen carefully to what they're telling you, and ask follow-up questions, especially if they are prone, like my children, to give you a one-word answer like good, fine, to prod them with more, to ask more, to take an interest. You know, as you do that, you'll be surprised by some of the things that they will begin to share with you. And I think it's important for us to, again, keep that relationship and that communication open so that you can communicate then with us, or you can encourage them to advocate for themselves or communicate when they need something. We want to support their social and emotional wellness, so promoting them to be involved in athletics, or I wasn't a great athlete, but just getting involved, being out there, being outside, being with their peers, being involved in clubs. These kinds of engaging opportunities, I think, are important for our students' development, and just, again, their feeling of connectedness to their peers and to their school. Also, to support self-help strategies that they are exercising in school and that they're learning in school. So asking them, what are you learning in school as far as how to manage your emotions? So that they will probably talk about taking deep breaths, counting, writing in a journal. So asking them about what those things are that they're learning in school. And then when you're seeing that they're struggling, to reinforce that they use those same strategies that they have been telling you that they've been learning. Also, to monitor your child's television watching, screen time, and social media. Consider having the phone in a different location at night. I know that's a hard thing. I have a teenager too, so I totally sympathize with how difficult that can be. But we do want to be mindful of what our students are doing on their phones. Make sure that we are monitoring, that we are talking to them, because we do know that our students have an entirely different world that they're living in on social media that comes with all different kinds of pressures that can often lead to bullying, and we want to be very mindful of that and engage our students. It's another important thing to talk to your students about, not just what they may be experiencing, but to ensure that they are being kind to others, that they are utilizing their social media for, for promoting positivity and inclusivity, versus falling into some of the traps that we know can be easy to fall into as adolescents. We also recommend that you keep plugged in with using Infinite Campus. So this is a way that you can check in on your students, check to make sure that they are attending school, how they're doing in school, look at their grades. So just to be able to sign in and review your students' grades and attendance, another thing to be able to speak with your students about in the evenings. So I end all of the presentations by just reminding you to go to visit our website, bpsma.org. Welcome back, as there are a lot of different resources on our website that are good for back to school. Specifically, our handbooks, which are all online and they are translated. We do want all of our families to be able to look at the handbooks and to make sure that they sign off on the forms, that they understand the rules, the regulations, the dress code, so that we can have a wonderful and successful year. We also encourage you to follow us on social media. It's a great way to learn about what's happening around the district, to get notifications. And so you can follow Brockton Public Schools on Facebook to know what we're doing from a district-wide standpoint, but also encourage you to follow Brockton High School on Facebook. Same on Instagram, you can follow at brockton.highschool, at brockton.high.school on Instagram, or follow at Brockton School. So I encourage you to follow all of the different groups so that you can stay abreast of what's going on in the school and in the district. Also, please sign up for text alerts. I've signed up for these. It's it's a really easy way to have the alerts come right to your phone, notifications that you don't have to go looking for on the website or in your email. Important notifications will come right to your phone as a text alert. So if you opt in, you'll be able to get those notifications that make it really easy to access what's going on. Finally, we also have job opportunities available on our School Spring. So I keep encouraging folks to make sure you're looking at our School Spring, applying for jobs that we have available. We are so happy that you're part of the Brockton Public School family, but we would love to have you be part of our work family as well. So I do encourage you or anyone you know to get the word out, let them know that we still have positions that we would like to fill. And that brings me to the end of my presentation. I am happy to take questions now, or we can also cut the live feed, and I'm happy to come around and answer questions individually too, or to do both. So I'll give an opportunity if anybody has any questions that they would like to ask. And we have translators here. I don't know if that'll be understandable for me to say that. I probably should have had a slide that said that. But we do have translators here if you want to be able to ask a question. Well, I hope you stay back. I want to thank all of those of you at home who joined us. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us. My email is right here, and I do encourage you. Folks have been reaching out to me after the forums, and it's been really wonderful to be able to hear from people. So please do. And for those of you who are here in the room, I hope I do get an opportunity to come around and just say hello to you and introduce myself. So thank you so much, and have a great night.